We talked about, being able to see the area and prioritizing which things mean the most to us. And I'm going to talk about the area thing that no one kind of jumped in on last time in a moment. But I want to talk about this department for a moment because whether you realize it or not, let's go to the model. Actually, let's go to the ground floor just for a moment because I want you to see something. I kind of jumped over this a little bit earlier. Um, because naturally, if I click on a room, like the lobby, right? Uh, Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't reshare. All right. So if I click on the lobby uh, room, notice whatever room I click on, by default, Revit has a department option because you see there's all these identities that could be identified with the room where I can change things, right? Because I can change all of these. But what if I wanted to add a new one? If I just go in here and say, you know what, lobby is a common area. Yes, that's true, right? But maybe if I wanted to say this elevator lobby was kind of maybe a utility area. Let's say I wanted to call that utility. Boom, now I have utility, I can hit apply, and now elevator lobbies, if I go back to my room schedule, right, I've got that utility in there, right? And so then I can say make every lobby a utility space now. And every elevator lobby is going to be a utility space and not just a common space. I just wanted you to kind of see that because then what I can do when I go into the fields, I can say maybe department is more important than name or number or level. Or maybe department is something I want to kind of adjust and change. So I just wanted you to see how you could add other departments, how rooms can not only fall on levels and have names and numbers, but they can have departments, and they can have departments in common, which helps us break things out for other things later. So that's a small change you can kind of make to yours if you want. But let's talk about this area. In order to deal with the area portion of this now, again, I've gone as far as I can go in the sorting and grouping, but what about the formatting area? What about if under formatting I say, I want my area, right? I want my area. Right now, there's no calculation. Look at the department. It doesn't give me an option to calculate departments. It doesn't give me an option to calculate levels, names, or numbers. But the area parameter is where this comes to life and says, give me a calculation. So right now we're going to mess with the calculate totals, okay? So if I hit calculate totals and then I hit okay, now look at that. Every single one of these now has totaled up my areas by each what? By each level, right? How about though if I wanted to go back in, right, to the formatting portion, because I can just click on formatting and I can go down to area and I can say, give me the minimum, calculate minimum. What does that mean? Well, if I calculate minimum, I haven't sorted something out to give me just minimums, right? The deal is that if I want to see minimums and maximums, I'm going to have to do something else, and that's something we're going to get to another time, maybe between today and Wednesday's class. But for right now, all I want to focus on under formatting is say, hey, give me totals. Just give me my totals. Now, something else that I want you to kind of see that you can do here is under some of these fields, maybe what is this calculation? Is it cubic feet? Is it square feet? Is it square meters? Well, I don't know, right? If I look at my plan view, I don't even know. Well, how would I determine that? I want to pause the video and just talk about something for just a moment toward that. Okay, so Kim helped us while we were paused when we went back to our fields and we looked at formatting. Under area, notice that there is something called field formatting, and the field is where this piece of text is in the body of our schedule. So if we go to field format, we could say use project settings. Well, what does that mean? Let's pause there for a moment. We can use project settings right? Where are our project settings? Just as a reminder, if we want to look at our project settings, we have to go to the Manage tab, and we have to go to what? What are we looking for here? Go ahead, Kim. Where's that at? Huh? Uh, oh, right here? No, that's not where I wanted to actually be. No, that's okay. That's a good guess. What if I went under project units, right? I see what's going on under project units. When we're talking about things like formatting, here's the key. There's the word format, right? So notice how under areas, right, my default is square feet, but I'm not showing that right now in the actual model. So I want it to show up in that column. How would I get it to show up in that column? What if we tried this? I wanted you to see where that's at right now. But what if I went back to my schedule, to fields, and I went to area, and I said formatting, and under here I go to area, and it goes to field format. I could uncheck project settings, right? And I could use those units of square feet, right? And if I use those units of square feet, it's not telling me something is happening right now. I want to see something that tells me this is square feet. Let's pause the video for a second and see if we can find that. So I'm going to hit resume. Okay, so we wanted to know if we could show what quantity is in there. Well, again, if we go under formatting and we go to area, and under area we click on field format, notice how right now it says unit symbol none. Well, Dan mentioned, what if we put square foot or foot squared, either one. We'll just put square foot, and we'll hit OK, and we'll hit OK. And now look at that. We've got that square foot symbol in there. And we really like that because that's telling us we're measuring these areas by square feet. Now, here's another nice little trick, and we'll look at this again a couple of different ways later. What if I wanted to say, well, you know what? Where is this Office 1 on the first level? So if I click on this right now, right, and I kind of grab this Office 1 on here, look at where now I can click on this highlight and model, and watch what happens when I do that. It shows me here is where Office 1 is, which can be helpful sometimes because just getting into a project, you could have 20 different, 10 times as many rooms as we have right now. And not knowing the project, being new on the project, you might go to the schedule and say, let me see where this janitor's closet is because I don't see it at first glance, right? And then you can say, click the show button multiple times for different views. So if I click show, right, it says all open views that show highlighted elements are already shown. So searching through the closed views could take a long time. Continue? Yeah. I'm going to click on that. And you can see now it's showing me an area plan that I have here. So I can say, okay, I think I've got what I need. I don't need to look at that anymore. I'm just going to I'm going to get rid of this, and I know where that is now, and my schedule showed me that. So again, let's see if we want to see the conference room on 206. I just want to see where that room. So I can click in this box, and I can kind of drag to the left and highlight those, and then notice I get the option highlight and model. See how normally I may not have that, right? But now if I click on this and say, show me the secretary's office, highlight and model, okay, it pops you right to that room. And I can say, okay, I know where it is now. I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'm good to go. And now I've got my units properly in there, and I've also got my my schedule. So in the next video, we're going to pick up and we're going to start looking at changing what this schedule looks like. We're going to get it onto a sheet and start looking at what this looks like graphically and how we can kind of change the look of this a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video and then give you about 10 minutes or so to get caught up to me, and I will upload this video as I did the first two.